Hey, it's Mr. Johns. Welcome back to Farming Sim 22. Here I am at my farmhouse. We're going to step outside. It's January, a little bit chilly. We'll step out and show you a few changes I made. Wait a minute. That used to be a field, you say. That's true. I always thought it was pretty cramped. Right here on the edge of the bee boxes and the honey was a very small field that really was making me not very much money. Now the honey also doesn't make me a lot of money, probably about $400, $500 for what's sitting here. Better than nothing, I suppose, but now I have this great parking space, more than I need actually, which I love. So what I have is all the equipment parked one direction here, and so I can back up the tractors easily without getting into the fields. And then on the other side, they're all facing the other direction. And so I can back in and pick up those pieces of equipment as well. Some of them drive out, like the harvester. And then the two tractors, oh, one of the tractors must be somewhere doing its job. Oh, he's coming back. So, or headed to a job. So, not really sure. I'll have to catch up on that in a second. This guy, he needs to keep doing his job. So since, let's hit, there we go. So sometimes, when you leave the game, the workers don't continue working. So now that I'm back in the game, I have to go tell the workers to continue working. So here is the update. So made a parking lot here, which is awesome, and also have not planted any seeds, anything on these fields. So the grand total, by the way, for the field, see, I wrote it down. Let me check. I know about what it was, but let me be accurate here. Was pretty discouraging. Let's see if I can find it. Sorry, I may have ripped it out in my frustration. So yeah, I don't know where it is. Anyway, it was. I think I made 4,000 on the canola and or the corn. Grand total, by the way, was about $25,000. So after all my work for an entire year on my probably 10 or 15, probably 10 acres of land here. It's a little deceiving now that I see it. Maybe not as big as I thought, but looks more now like 5 acres. But so anyway, on my fields, on my 3 fields, I made $25,000, and it was a lot of work for that. And so I bought all the. So I guess this is mine too. So all this corn. So all this acreage. Yeah, I mean it might be. I'm trying to. My parents lived on 5 acres, so I'm trying to look at this and gauge about. It's not much more than 5 acres. It might be a little bit more, 6 or 7, but. $25,000 a year is my income on the land that I own after buying hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, taking out 2 loans. I started with $1.5 million and took out 2 loans. So I decided that I was waiting for a trailer right here, a trailer. Yeah, I was waiting for a trailer so I could get going on the corn in a previous video, and I just decided I needed to buy an additional trailer. And also I noticed that I didn't have a cultivator and a hoe. I only had a hoe, and sometimes you need a cultivator. So bottom line here, lots of room for parking, and then also realized, like I have in previous saved games of this of FarmSim22, the best way to make money is still to go to the contract screen. If you look at these right here, I've got 3 contracts active, and these contracts will take me, I don't know how long, a couple days maybe. But I'm going to make, out of these 3, if you look here, I'm going to make 17,000 there plus 2. So I'm going to make about the same money on these 3 contracts as my entire year of farming. So, bottom line, you make more money by contract farming. So I don't even know if I'll deal with my own crops. I'm not even sure if it's worth it. I guess if I could bring in 20,000, 25,000 on my own crops plus this extra, my goal is 100,000 a year, and I may have to do everything to get there. But there's a lot of contracts available. Right now there's not. They fluctuate throughout the year depending on the season. Right now it's January. So they need cultivation and plowing to happen so that they can plant seeds when it's time to plant. So even in the winter, if it's not totally frozen, you can get out there and do some cultivating. So I didn't know there was a difference between a cultivator and a plow. Apparently there is. Couldn't tell you what it is, so I purchased one of both. So I have so much equipment now that I really don't even know what it is. I'm trying to memorize it. I mean, I know some of it just by looking at it, but others I have to walk up right to it, and it still doesn't tell you. Like this one, well, I know what that one is. That's the seeder. It'll just say the AgroMaize Falcon 3, but then it says seeds, what's in it, right? So this one's a D-rocker, I know that. So sometimes you can guess by what it tells you. Other times, that's a seeder. I'm not really sure. Like this one, the Grim FT300, some kind of plow. Right, so I had to write that down in a notebook so I knew when to use that particular one compared to this one, the Einbach Aerostar Exact 600. Well, when do I use that? So I had to write that down. Some are for small weeds that you can hit right away. Others are for a little bit heavier weeds, like I think this one is, another Einbach, the Chop Star. So, but you have to know when to use those. Okay, this particular one, what is this? This is a Grime KS75. No idea. I think I just got this one. No idea what it is. So I have to write that stuff down because I'm like, what does that do? I'm not really sure. So no expert. No, I'm not a farmer. So I know, but some of them, that's the roller, that's the spray fertilizer. And I imagine there's a harvester for sugar beets. And that's just a harvester that you can put headers on the front. And I've got headers. This is some kind of weeder again. This is a corn header. I recognize that because of the shape. Those look like candy corns. So it's easy to remember. That's a corn header. And one of these other ones was a header for, and maybe it's this. It probably is that. This one is probably the header for wheat is what I'm guessing. I put them right next to the harvester. So that's kind of just an update on the John's farm, and I'm going to continue working my contracts. So I got to get caught up with these guys and figure out where they're headed, what are they supposed to be doing, and put them back to work. So it's a great game. If you haven't played it, pick it up. I know FarmSim22 coming out in like 3 weeks, about a month, something like that. So as much fun as I'm having, I'll probably get it. And and maybe I'll do a comparison video when that comes out. Others will too, but I'll do a comparison video and talk about the changes, updates, and if it's worth making the change and spending the money for the new one, when this one has quite a bit to offer and a lot of mods, tons of mods, because it's been out since 22. So I'll catch you next time. I'm going to go get caught up with all these guys and put them to work. I'll catch you next time. For now, Mr. Johns is out.